Yes, everyone. How are you all? Everyone fine? Today I'm very much happy to have with us Himanshi, who has secured All India rank 7, AIR 7. Or let me correct it. We have with us CA Himanshi, All India rank. Now, what we'll do today? We'll have a quick discussion with Himanshi that how she has prepared for the examination, how she has prepared for getting rank. Because from my point of view in CA examination, passing both the group in one attempt is only one achievement. But with that, securing all India rank, that too in one digit number, it is super achievement. I remember the days when I was writing my examination, I was also preparing for it. But chalo theek hai. But seeing my student doing so much well in examination, believe me, we are really proud. We are really proud of you. Now, coming to discussion, Himanshi, let me ask you first question: how you came to know about that you secured All India rank, and what was your feeling that point of time, and what was your parent reaction at that point of time?
I was actually pretty anxious on the day of the result because like throughout the day we had to wait, and then the result came only at 11 p.m. So there was a lot of anxiety. The first time I tried to put in my register number and my roll number, the site kind of crashed. So it was making me more nervous. But then I checked. I did not want to be overconfident. Directly checked the merit list. I checked my marks, and then only I was able to check the fact that I got a rank. So yeah, I was pretty happy. Initially, I was a little numb. I felt like a little bit because it was so much efforts and everything finally came to such a beautiful end. So I was really excited. I was happy. There were little tears of joy, but overall, it was a lot of happiness. And my mom and sister were with me when we were checking the results. So they also were very excited. My mom jumped out of excitement, and my sister also, she started clapping. So yeah, overall it was really a happy moment for me, and it was my parents were really proud of me for the fact that I was able to secure such marks.
I think the best part of our life is that when our parents become proud for our achievement, that is the best day of our life. And same thing I think
Yes.
happened with you and your parents. Now, the second
Yeah.
question, are you means when you were preparing for examination, at that time whether you were expecting that you will secure rank or it happened?
So when I was preparing for my final examination, I did not explicitly tell anybody that, okay, I am preparing for a rank, but in my mind, I had that I have to get a rank. So the story being, I had actually got 359 out of 400 in foundation, but ICI had not given a rank that time. Like with that very attempt, they stopped giving rank for foundation. So I knew that this was probably a single digit AI at that time also, but I hadn't got the tag of a ranker. Then in intermediate, it so happened that I missed a rank by a very few marks. And so in my mind, I while preparing, I had this thing in my mind that I have to get the tag of a rank this time. And I was not overburdening myself with it, but yes, that was there in my mind. So yes, when I was preparing while preparation, yes, but in terms of result, I was in my mind, it was like, okay, I have to get a rank. I'll be really happy. But in case if things didn't turn out, or if in case I did not get a rank, I also made up my mind that I shouldn't be very disappointed. So yeah, overall I was expecting, but not to such a great extent.
Great, great, great. Now let me first ask you, because I teach FR, so let me ask you first about FR. What was your planning about FR? Means what was your planning at a time when you were listening classes? And give some tips about FR to our all students.
So FR was the first ever subject I studied for CA final, and the transition which one has from intermediate to final examination, I think Sir was able to. I mean, for a lot of students, FR is the first subject. So I think Sir was able to help me navigate through it. It was such a vast subject. I think we had the batch that I had taken. It had 108 days of classes. So and each being a little over 3 hours. So I think my preparation for FR started from the day I started watching classes itself. Sir used to make us draw a timeline, and for every question he told that this is how you're supposed to approach a question. We used to go through a lot of questions. Consolidation we solved, I think, almost I think 70 or 80 sums in class. And then we also had an updated material where we had 20 more questions. So there was a lot of practice that we did in class itself for difficult adjustments. I'm talking especially about consolidation because of you, I feel that became my favorite topic in FR. And it was also coincidentally it was also a very important topic. So with terms of preparing, my preparation, I would say, started from the day when I started making notes. And sir had also emphasized on how to make notes. If there was some complicated adjustment, sir would give a note in the classroom itself, and he'd be like, okay, make a note of this, because when you get back, and probably we'll get back to that to FR later on, maybe like after more than 1 year, after having completed all the subjects. So making those notes, and sir made it a point to make us write. And if someone was actually listening very carefully to your classes and making the notes, I think it would have helped them a lot. Because for me, it helped me. And at the end of the classes, you had also given us a revision cycle, saying that for your you told us there need to be 3 revisions, and you'd also given the exact number of hours that one should spend in an FR revision. So all of that complete guidance that was there, that you had given to us. And you also, in fact, had given us your mobile number, which your personal mobile number, which was with the intent that in case we had any doubt, you would be able to solve it at the fastest pace possible. So yeah, so in terms of financial reporting, we had got, I personally got a lot of support from sir. I mean, my seniors who had also got, and I had recommended sir's classes, and I took your classes with full faith, and yeah, I was able to
Yes. I
crack
think I
FR.
think I think you have given all the tips about FR. Now, but one more important question about FR nowadays, which students are confused, कि they should go for conceptual studies or exam oriented studies. What you prefer? What you have done?
I have done a conceptual study, and for so to be able to, I think the question comes when you start late and you have very less time. So you're like, okay, I have to make a choice between conceptual study or exam-oriented study. I think the solution to that is start your preparation early so that you have a conceptual understanding. Because at the end of the day, even if you take an exam-oriented approach, you are going to become a chartered accountant. People will expect you to know the concept, the Indians, and that is when you'll be able to advise your client, or explain to your manager about a particular treatment, or whether the thing that is done, or whether the treatment that is done is right or not. So conceptual understanding is something that I focused on initially because I had taken the classes early and I had that much time to take conceptual understanding. And I think if for any subject for that matter, and especially financial reporting, only once you have the conceptual understanding, you will be able to remember the concept. Like, you can't buy heart so much. ICI has
Yeah,
a vast
correct,
syllabus.
correct.
FR is very
Means
big.
you want to say concept is more important, but of course, exam
Yes,
oriented is also helpful because we are here to score marks. But without concept, you
yes,
can't prepare for the examination. Am I right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. That
Now, coming to
yes.
the all the subject, because there are six big subject with us, how you planned your entire study, how you planned the revision, how many hours you used to study, means what was your approach? Give some tips to our students so that they will be able to understand and they will apply in the coming attempt.
So, with for all the 6 subjects, as I kept finishing, I went in paper-wise order itself. That's how I've taken my classes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how I exactly took my classes. To be able to remember so much, the moment I completed one subject, for example, the first subject that I completed was FR. So I did not just leave that subject saying that okay, I have completed the classes and that's it, it's done. No, you have to go back and keep revising it. Like even when I was doing the second subject, my second subject that I done was AFM. So I was watching AFM classes, I was understanding and learning that, but also I was doing a little bit of FR. Like, and this was during my articleship itself, where few hours I used to take. Maybe like not every day I couldn't dedicate a lot of hours because articleship also is very taxing. But at least few hours to a subject that you've already completed, so that you don't lose touch with the subject. It shouldn't be like study leave first day you open your exam and everything is brand new. That will not be a very comfortable situation for you when you're preparing for your exam. So that is what I'm telling, that you need to take your revision very, very seriously. In terms of study leaves is when I had my maximum hours. I used to study for around 14 hours in a day on a good day where I had a lot of focus and I felt okay, I'm able to concentrate. So that was there. But uh, yeah, so 12 to 14 hours is something that I think one can get, because I think during that study leave, you honestly do not have anything else to do. So might as well just sit and give your complete attention to studying itself and to revision and to writing practice.
Means 14 hours you think we need to study, then only the outcome will be 12 hours. Am I right or not?
Yes. So
And
yeah,
because
exactly.
you
You
are
plan for 14 hours. Huh.
because you are writing a exam of CA nature, you need to study for 14 hours, and out of 24 hours you can easily give 14 hours. Am I right or not? What
Yes,
about
sir.
what about
Yes.
social media? What about mobile?
So social media, I think it is a very but so social media, I was off social media. I mean, not only social media, I was off my mobile itself. I wouldn't take people's calls. I wouldn't answer anybody's text until and unless it was something very, very essential. And I don't think such a situation arose where I had to take someone's call very urgently or like sit and scroll through Instagram. I think uh, I was off social media like for those 4 to 6 months that you are actually studying. It is okay to not be in contact with your friends. You have your family. Pretty sure all of us would be having a family around, or will be in some of the other contact with your family. So yeah, so your family can be your social interaction. You don't have to go to your social media and check what's happening in other people's life. Just for those 6 months, I think it's a good sacrifice. Social media.
What about mobile? Whether you used to keep mobile with you?
No, no, sir. My mobile was switched off and kept in my cupboard. I
Really?
had
In
no
this
access to
in this age you are not using your mobile. Means at a time of study.
it. Yes, sir, at the time of
So two
studying,
big things,
and
two
yeah.
big lesson from Himanshi, that social boycott, social media boycott, and mobile. Don't use it. I always say in the class, don't use mobile when you are studying. And this is a lesson we are getting from Himanshi. Very good. Yeah, I'm very happy that you are giving good lesson to our student. Now, one more thing I just want to say, when you are not using mobile, how you handle all the revision videos? That is one big question.
So revision videos again. So I just told a little while back, I used to make down and take notes very, very seriously, very diligently. I made sure whatever the teacher is telling it, the teacher is telling has been written in my notes. And whatever, even if you get a doubt, there is a very good probability that the teacher would have already explained that in the class, because I think the faculty, I mean, if, for example, CJ sir itself was very experienced and he could tell, "Ki, okay, this might be an area where the student might get a doubt," and they would have already cleared that in the class. And there is a possibility that when you're doing a revision, you might get that doubt again. So you should make your notes in such a way that you're able to get back to your notes. That is something very important. So I did not feel a need to watch the revision videos, honestly. For any of the subjects, I have not watched any revision
Or
classes.
really, any subject you have not listened any revision video?
No, sir.
Oh, means yes, means one thing is clear, that when you are referring class note and you have already prepared your class note in beautiful way, you don't require revision video, because when you read in your own handwriting, everything will be recalled. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
that
that
is
I also
something I.
suggest. I am very much happy that you have followed that, and you are also asking all the student that yes, revision video will help you when you have forgotten the concept. Yes or no? Correct.
Yes,
Now coming
revision.
to
Yeah,
one
for
more
those who.
point, one big question with all the student, how you handle IBS paper 6, and this time so it was, means everyone said that it was totally difficult. How you have handled it?
IBS. So since IBS already has the 5 subjects that we would have learned, we would have already written papers on that. So those 5 subjects, if you're very, very thorough with it, if you've done a proper preparation for that, I think a majority of the IBS gets covered with that itself. In terms of the 2 new subjects that we have, so like not 2 new subjects, but the 2 additional subjects that we have for IBS, I think if you go through ICA study material itself, it is enough. That is what I did. I did not take any additional notes or anything. Even to my exam, when I carried my books, it was the ICA study material itself that I had carried. I had practiced for SCMP. I had practiced all the sums, the illustrations, and the sums were there in the ICA study material. And law, I did not have the time to like go through every single provision of law, but I knew, okay, this chapter deals with probably liquidation or managerial remuneration, so that I'm not completely blank in the exam. So just go through once, I think once or twice. And even when you're preparing for your self-paced online module, the online test, you would have gone through that, because that is not going to be the computer exam that you write is not it's not an open book exam. So I'm guessing everyone would have studied at least that part. Like during that exam, you would have studied some part of it. For those 2 subjects, that was the approach that I followed. For IBS, one specific approach that I followed was, since you get 4 hours, you need to like manage your time really, really well. It might seem that you're getting an additional hour, but trust me, when you actually write the paper, you would not feel that 4 hours is enough. So what I did was we had four MTPs, at least for my attempts, we had two May MTPs and two November MTPs. So I sat and I gave myself 4 hours. I sat from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. I got all my
Correct.
books, whichever I had to take to the exam hall, and practiced it. Like I that gave me an idea as to how much time should I spend in searching for a question. Or like for example, if you are just 20 minutes, you're just searching for one question and it's probably like 4 marks or 5 marks, it's not worth it. So you need to realize that. And you would not immediately get, you would not get it in the examination hall if you're doing it for the first time. So for IBS and for every single subject, paper practicing is important. But like you might feel that since IBS is an open book exam, paper practice might not be important. But even for IBS, you need to have paper practice. So I'd say that apart from being clear with the five subjects that you already have, sit and practice even for like you need to understand how much time you need to spend for each question. How do you solve the MCQs? What is the approach that you want to follow to solve MCQs, which will come because of paper practice.
Means one more question I will interrupt you in between. That in exam hall, how you handle it? Means there are so many papers, so many books with you. I think one luggage everyone is carrying with them. So how you handle that?
Hmm.
Means are you have you referred the books for writing the question, or you have written all the solution by your own?
I so I for so there were 2 or 3. I think there were two questions for which I was not able to exactly find out the answer, but I had an understanding of the subject. So because of that, I was able to answer. But then when I feel that when the institute has given you an option to refer to your book, I think you should make use of that and write the exact words which are there. For example, for FR, we had India is 38. What are the disclosures? So you might in general know what the disclosures are, but when you have the book itself with you, I think you should refer back to that. And I think in terms of referring to the book, yes, I did refer to the book. I had taken my actual subject books itself. Like for FR, I had taken the 4 volumes that we have and 2 Saaransh books that we have, like that. And I had referred the actual book itself. And that can happen when you, I think, how you prepare your five subjects really determines how you do
Correct.
your IDS as well.
Means
So,
one keeping
yeah.
the only faculty books will help you. Means if you are
Yes,
carrying
sir. I
only
think it
faculty
was,
books, that is more than enough.
yeah, I think that was enough for me. And
Okay.
for
Now
law and huh.
for
So
law
so
and
for law
costing,
and
of course, you
SCMP,
need to. Yeah.
yeah.
Now coming to the last and most important question, what about after CA? What is your plan?
Actually, I honestly do not have a very clear answer to that. I have a lot of options open right now in terms of what I want to do, but I think that my interest majorly lies in research. So I'll probably do something which is related to that, which involves like looking at a lot of things and looking at the big picture of things. I think that is something that I'm interested in. I do not have a pinpoint answer to this, but right now I actually want to pursue do like be in the corporate world for a while before I can pursue some other financial course itself. So yeah, that is the vague plan for now, not really clearly chalked out.
Himanshi, you have answered everything in a very simple way so that my student, everyone whoever listening can understand how to actually handle the exam time for study and how to prepare for examination to secure rank. The last, the some tips for the student, some motivation for the student, any special word, what they need to do while doing miss this 4 month. You know that 4 month is left for the examination. Some special tips
Yeah.
from your side.
Uh, I think the sir had really asked all the questions. If you had listened to all, it would have really helped you. But in terms of last 4 months, I just say like be very serious. Like you need to think of the exam not as an attempt, but an actual exam. Like I'm pretty sure for any of the previous exams that you've written, you've never thought of it as an attempt, right? So you write it as an actual exam. Given all you have, like just those 4 months, just don't think about anything else. Let the world do whatever it wants to do. It is fine. You just you and your books and your preparation. That is all that matters. And it is once in a lifetime exam. Like when you write your CA final exam, you will know that you have to make it once in a lifetime event. You don't want to come back and write that exam. Like make that very clear in your mind. Just work hard and just because when you get because I know and I've been here, the amount of pride that your teachers are going to feel, that your parents are going to feel, that you yourself will feel, it is not matchable at all. And for that, you need to work hard now. Like focus on now.
Correct, correct. To means This 4 month, you have two options: do or do. Means you don't have any other
Yes,
option. You
correct.
need to study, 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 and become CA. You don't have any more attempt. This is the last attempt for you, and do it whatever you have. Thanks a lot. Once again, a big congrats to you, your family. I know everyone is now proud of you. Now entire world is waiting for you as a CA Himanshi. Just all the best wishes for you all, for you. Uh, I know you have that ability to do whatever you want to do. All the best. Once again, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you, sir. Great talking to you. Bye.